Write this down. Pressure is a privilege. Pressure is a privilege. Michael McLean, I am an ex-professional hockey coach, ex-amateur championship hockey coach, turned 8-figure entrepreneur. You can download a free copy of my brand new book at the link below. 5 ways to unfuck your life in the next 30 days. It's a free digital download. It's only 22 pages. If you're like me and you've had to get your shit together from time to time, this is the free book to help you do it. You print it off, you share it, you study it. It's only 22 pages. You can read it in one sitting. The free link is below. Put in your email and I will email you the book within 5 minutes of receiving your email. So this is a very unpopular and unwelcome piece of advice in 2024, especially for men. Pressure is a privilege. Where in the hell did we gradually come up with the concept that we are supposed to be chasing happiness, that we are supposed to be chasing comfort? Where the hell have we eventually been sold the notion that we need to be guaranteed entitlements, where things should be simple, things should be fast, things should be easy? And when they're not easy, when they're not simple, when there's not a shortcut to it, when there's stress, when there's pressure, when there's anxiety, when there's darkness, when there's adversity, it's not right. That somehow our happiness should be guaranteed. Our peace of mind should somehow be guaranteed. I deserve to be happy, Michael. I've worked hard. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be rich. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be fit. I deserve to be free. I deserve to be happy. And if I'm not happy, there's something wrong. I'm entitled to my happiness. Well, the cold hard truth is we've been sold a bunch of horse shit. You have no more entitlement to happiness or peace of mind or wealth or health or healthy relationships than I do. In other words, life is always hard. Life is always going to be difficult. Life is never supposed to be simple. And like my grandfather said, there's no place in life to go worth going that has a shortcut. Any place worth going, anything worth doing, there's no shortcut. But in 2024, it's all about hacks and cheat codes and finding a way to work 4 hours a week. And then the second things don't work out, I'm sick. I'm useless. I'm depressed. I'm stressed. I'm mentally ill. I'm angry. I'm sad. I call this chain smoking your emotions. Instead of the king, champion, lion, badass mindset that pressure is a privilege. Pressure makes diamonds. If there's a last shot in the game, I want to take that shot. If there's something riding on one thing, I want to be the guy it's riding on. Put the piano on my back. That's the way it used to be. A man took on the responsibility of his family. He took on the weight and the responsibility of his entire family, his queen, his children, the whole, everything, the business. Pressure was a privilege. Financial pressure, I'll take that on. Need to feed your family, I'll take that on. Taking on the responsibility with that mindset, that kingmaker mindset, that badass mindset, that top 1% championship mindset, pressure is a privilege. My dad saw me and heard me whining and complaining one time when I was in the insurance business working with him. My language the last handful of days wasn't very good. Victim language, the way you talk to yourself when you're feeling sorry for yourself, or you're feeling entitled, or you're marinating in your top 1% world problems. Oh, woe is me, poor me, me. And my dad, who's a very quiet person, pulled me into his office for one of his infamous 45-second talks. And he said, go home and stick your head in the fucking sink. He said, and pour some ice water over it. And don't come back until you have it screwed on straight. I and everybody else am sick and fucking tired of listening to you whine, complain, and make excuses. It was like a 2x4 up the side of my head. Exactly what I needed. And then he continued on and said, are you joking? You think that living in Canada is hard? Do you think working in an air-conditioned office is hard? Do you think a white-collar job is difficult? Do you think making $100,000 a year with your brain is hard? Do you think any of this is difficult or hard? I said, well, I'm buying the business and there's a lot of expectation and pressure. Pressure's a privilege. Don't let me ever hear that poodle talk again. If you don't want to buy the agency, don't buy the agency. But don't sell your weak-ass stuff around here. If you don't want to buy the business, don't buy the business. Go fucking home. Go coach hockey. I don't give a shit. I'll run the company. I'll take the company back. But never, ever, ever let me hear you use pressure as an excuse. You could hear it all over the building. He doesn't give a shit. He's going to sit down and he's going to eat his bologna sandwich like he has for 55 years in 5 minutes, and he ain't going to think about it. He's still going to enjoy his sandwich and his apple that my mom made him in his lunch kit for 55 years. Man never ever went out for lunch unless it was a special occasion. Opened up his brown bag or his lunch pail at 12 noon and ate his sandwich that his wife made him. Nothing special for him. Pressure is a privilege. He said, what'd your grandfather say all the time? And I said, he said that the only people that aren't under pressure, the only people that aren't stressed, the only people that don't have worries and problems are the people down the road in the cemetery, buried 6 feet under the ground. He said, exactly. Screw it on straight. Everything good in your life comes with pressure, and you need to embrace it. You're going to get married. A good marriage comes with pressure. Pressure to be the best leader of your family that you can be. When you decide to have children, pressure will come with being a present father and connected father. And you better embrace the pressure that comes with that and be the best father in the world. Pressure will come with building this company up to millions of dollars, having 20 employees, paying taxes, battling governments, red tape, bureaucrats, All that stuff comes with winning. And you better embrace pressure as a privilege. That fancy car you drive and the house you'll buy and the other homes you'll buy and the boats and the motors and the jet skis, you will pay for all that with pressure. And if you're not willing to take on the responsibility of all of it, then just go live a life of quiet desperation. Punch a clock, lick corporate boots, but don't complain that you're not a top 1%er. Go punch a clock, go home on the weekends, don't worry about anything, you got your paycheck, lick corporate boots if you have to, but don't ever call yourself a badass leader and entrepreneur. Pressure is the price tag. When you won hockey championships, was there pressure? I said, unimaginable. That's why you won. Put that 2,000 pound piano on your back and be unlike other men. Oh, the weight of the world's on my shoulders. It should be on your shoulders. You're a king. You're a lion. It should be on your shoulders. It should never be on your queen's shoulders. It should never be on your children's shoulders. Being a king, being a husband, being a father, being an entrepreneur is all about the piano on your back. It's all about pressure as a privilege. And that's where these extra fruits of your labor will come from. And if you don't want the pressure that makes diamonds, then don't complain when your life is full of lumps of coal, because you can't make diamonds without unrelenting pressure. And then he said to me, he goes, you remember what you tell your hockey players when it comes to playoff time? And I said, well, I tell them lots of things. He said, well, the one that sticks in my mind that you tell those young athletes is that pressure when applied in any part of your life, sports, business, personal life, pressure makes you either better or it makes you worse. Pressure makes a person either better or it makes them worse. And he said, you're at the crossroads right now. Pressure will make you or it will break you. You will either have the mental toughness or the mental weakness. You will either be a victor or you will be a victim. You will either be a contender or you will be a pretender. You will either be a winner or you will be a whiner. But pressure separates. It makes men weaker or it makes men stronger. Put the piano on your back and carry that son of a bitch up the mountain. Never look back. When the king does not rise, the kingdom dies. When the king does not rise, the kingdom dies. I was looking at the street we live in here in Naples, and I was sitting there in my chair last night, and I was just going through the homes because I know everybody on our street. I was sitting out there reading, and I was thinking every second home in our affluent neighborhood is a broken home. A broken home. Most of them, I've never seen the father. Not dropping off the kids, not coming to a birthday party. You can tell the kids maybe go over on a Sunday afternoon, maybe they go for a weekend. But I never see the fathers, and every second house is a broken home. The marriage is over. It's a single mom, not one exception. Single moms raising two young girls beside us. Across the street, a grandmother raising a little boy, and ushering them off to private school every day, hoping that helps because dad's a dud, because mom and dad couldn't make the marriage worse. They quit. A mentor said to me one time, he said, Michael, he said, With the exception of violence and abuse, you should never quit on a marriage. I'm pro-marriage. Admittedly, I'm biased, I'm pro-marriage. My brother, who's a lawyer, told me that 80% of people that get divorced, if he handles the divorce, 80% plus regret the decision within 2 years. Think about that. You divorce your queen, and within 2 years, 8 out of 10 people regret it. And here's the thing, because in today's world, they sell quitting, right? If you're not living, if every day isn't unicorns, if every day you're not having sex 7 times, if every day isn't a fucking honeymoon, well, you should get into marriage counseling, or you should look at separating, or you should divorce. My God, you don't need the pressure. You don't need the stress. Quit. We become a nation of quitters. We became a nation of losers. And we're heading towards 60% of marriages failing now. But here's the thing that I care about. I couldn't give a shit about the mom or the dad. What I always care about is the kids. And we're sold this, and this sells the mom and dad, especially the absentee fathers. Well, it was better for the kids. It was better that we quit. It was better that we took the easy way out. It was better that we didn't treat pressure as a privilege. And it's better than we walked away from an agreement we made, for better or for worse. Rich, poor, all that stuff. It's better that we showed the kids that we can't keep our word, because it's better than growing up in a house where there's arguing and fighting. There doesn't have to be arguing and fighting, by the way. And arguing and fighting from time to time is not something that has to negatively affect anybody. It's part of life. But now the family is broken. So you have a 6-year-old and you have an 8-year-old, and now mommy and daddy are separated. You never see dad. When you see him, it's a treat. It's just 2 houses, 2 bedrooms, 2 sets of rules, 2 ways of nutrition, 2 rules when it comes to screen time, movies, trips to the park. And then it filters down through the generations. So that generation now is broken. For every Christmas, every New Year's, every Thanksgiving, every Easter, separate families now. You were a family, now you're separate. Now your children are separated. 2 Christmases, 2 Easters, 2 birthdays, 2 graduations, 2 Thanksgivings. And then their children, next generation, 2, 2, 2, 2, and the separation continues. Well, Grandpa is here. Him and his new wife will be over. Grandma and her husband, second husband, they'll come on this day. And the family is segregated for the rest of history. But you couldn't get along. You couldn't make it work. You couldn't date your wife. You couldn't write her notes of gratitude and appreciation. You weren't mature enough to get along. You couldn't even get along. You ruled with your emotions and your feelings like a little deballed cupcake. You weren't ruled by your principles and your values. Well, my principles and values, I believe in marriage. I believe in family. I believe a father needs to be in the home. I believe a mother needs to be in the home. I believe it takes 2 parents to raise children. On and on. You don't know. You're not ruled by that. You're ruled by your weak feelings and your thoughts. And this is why I tell guys to fire their marriage counselor, fire their therapist, because you're paying somebody to treat you like a declawed, neutered house cat, when you should be ruled by your principles, your values, your morals, and your mission. I'm going to make this marriage work come hell or high water because I believe in marriage. I believe in family. I believe in keeping my word. I believe that we're better together. I believe that we can make it work. Versus thoughts and feelings. It's difficult. I quit. I quit. So pressure is a privilege. Everything. Pressure comes with everything. If you want to accomplish anything worthwhile in your life, you're going to have to do it by putting the piano on your back. Some pianos will feel like 500 pounds. Some pianos will feel like 1,000 pounds. Some pianos will feel like 2,000 pounds. That's your job. As an elite husband, man, father, grandfather, you're the leader of your family. There's nothing we need more in 2024 than more kings to rise. When the king does not rise, the kingdom dies. Divorce. When the king does not rise, the kingdom dies. Disconnected marriages, disconnected relationships with children. The king does not rise, the kingdom dies. You didn't rise. Never too late to rise. Never too late to put the piano on your back. Never too late to change your mindset to a pressure is a privilege. I compare it to Michael Jordan wanting to take the final shot. He wants the piano on his back. Wayne Gretzky wants the piano on his back. Joe Montana wants the piano on his back. Elon Musk wants the piano on his back. Tom Brady wants the piano on his back. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Piano on their back. Pressure is a privilege, kings. When the king does not rise, the kingdom dies. So time to take inventory in your world. Where are you not rising? Is it in your marriage? Are you dating your wife? Are you doing nightly gratitude? Are you inviting your queen to go on evening walks without technology? You putting the phone away when you get home? Are you planning weekly date nights? Are you walking together on the weekend? Are you listening? Are you actually listening to your queen? Or are you just getting ready to quit? Or have you phoned it in or mailed it in? Your connection with your children. Do you talk to your children every day? Even if they're adults? Every damn day? Do you tell them you love them, how proud you are of them, that they're the greatest gift, even if they're adults, that you've ever had in your life? Do you tell them how much you believe in them? Or have you mailed it in? Have you phoned it in? They don't want to hear from me. The king doesn't rise. The kingdom dies. What about your business that you're talking about? Another business, writing a book, side business, whatever it is. Just keep talking about it. When you could actually throw the first pitch, forget about worrying about the 9-inning game and just throw the first damn pitch. Get the game started. Write the first paragraph. Walk the first 10 minutes. Drink the first glass of water. Go on one date night. Read one page. Throw the first fucking pitch. We're all waiting. We're all standing around. You've been in the bullpen for 10 years. You've been in the bullpen for 10 years. Throw the first pitch. It's sick waiting for the king to rise. Throw the first pitch. Pressure is a privilege. Pressure is a privilege. In my world, my greatest gift is I'm a husband and a father. That's more important. That is my business. People say, Michael, what business are you in? Husband and father business. There is no amount of money I can make. There is no amount of videos I can shoot. There is no amount of homes I can buy. There is no amount of success that can overcome failure in my home. I don't want to be Elon Musk. I don't want to be Steve Jobs. admitted failures as husbands and fathers. I want it all. I want to be a king. I want to be there for my wife. I want to be there for my daughter. I want to make a good, comfortable living. I want to serve 1 million people. That's it. I'm willing to put a 2,000-pound piano on my back. In my world, I'm a savage and I'm a servant. Some people get offended by the word savage or badass. The cupcakes don't like those words. But I'm a savage and I'm a servant to my kid and to my queen, which means I only have 2 jobs. I am a protector and I serve them. I protect them from evil. I protect them from danger. I protect them from, I put the piano. I take on the pressure. I work the 7 days a week. I violently show up. I'm violently consistent for 20 years straight. I take on the responsibility. I take the last shot. I put the weight on my shoulders by choice. That's how a king rises. So I'm a protector. I'm a protector. And then I'm also a servant. I serve my daughter. I homeschool my daughter. I serve her. I pass on my knowledge. I'm teaching her how to work hard, how to be self-reliant, how to be self-responsible. I'm teaching her how to sell. I'm teaching her about entrepreneurship. I'm teaching her about right and wrong. I'm teaching her how to write copy. I'm teaching her about how to make money, how to be free, how to have autonomy and personal sovereignty. I'm serving her. My wife in all her programs, and she volunteers and she sits on charitable boards and she does wellness training, and I support it, all of it. I serve her. I serve her. I listen to her. I encourage her. I love her. I believe in her. That's how a king rises. Should I? Yes, you should do this. You'll be great at that, and you'll help a lot of people with that. Well, Daddy, I was thinking, yes, yes, yes. And do it all the way, and go all in, and be the best damn at that on the planet. Yes, yes, yes. I believe you can do it. Not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. And yes, yes, you can do it. When the king does not rise, the kingdom dies. Pressure is a privilege. You can download a free copy of my book below, brassballsvideos.com. 5 ways to unfuck your life in the next month. It doesn't take 3 months, it takes 1. Print off the book. It's only 22 pages. You can read it in 20-25 minutes. Share it with other people that need to read the message. Highlight it. Study it. Read it a few times. Take action on 1, 2, 3 things. Get going. Get your shit together. We all need to get our shit together. The link is below. Free. You don't have to buy anything. It's my gift to you. Remember what my pop said, my 90-year young dad? We live in the greatest time in history right now, 2024. Never, ever has there been a better time to be alive. That's not my opinion. That's not his opinion. It's the fucking truth. We are awash in wealth. We are awash in abundance. And we are awash in opportunity like never before. Everything from artificial intelligence to the World Wide Web, to the advancements in technology, transportation, you name it. There's no excuses anymore for not doing well, for not kinging up. When the king does not rise, the kingdom dies. Put the piano on your shoulders once and for all and carry it with pride. Embrace it. Be a savage, be a servant to your family. Be a savage, be a servant, be a protector, be a leader, be a teacher, be a king. That's what the world needs. Pressure is a privilege, and a king loves pressure. Take the last shot every day. Show up consistently. Never, ever, ever, ever miss. More is caught than taught. Your queen's watching. Your kids are watching. Your employees are watching. Your friends and family are watching. Never miss. Never miss. Nothing is more contagious than a positive example. Put the piano on your back. Take it on. The king must rise, or the kingdom will die. If your kingdom is dying, it's just a matter of you putting the piano on your back and scaling up and stepping up and wising up and manning up. A great start will be printing off my book and reading it. My gift to you. King to king, contender to contender, lion to lion, champion to champion. Brass Balls videos below. 2 words that change my life. 2 words that can change yours. Be relentless.